Welcome to the world reveal of the next revolution in warehouse technology. In a moment, we will see a robot that is eliminating the barriers of historic automated storage and retrieval systems. It is making warehouse automation more accessible to more facilities, simplifying the approach to automation, and providing a high impact in a compact robot. For the first time ever, we unveil to you the HaiPick Climb system.
Hi everyone, this is Richie Chen. I'm the founder and the CEO of HaiRobotics. Today, I would like to introduce our revolutionary new product to you, HaiPick Climb. The reason why we founded HaiRobotics is that we want to work with the best people around the world, and we want to push forward the progress of human civilization using robotics. What does it mean by pushing forward the progress of human civilization? It means that we want to bring tremendous value to the industry and to the world. A lot of warehouses and factories, they want to do automation, but they fear the complexity related with automation. That's why we develop HaiPick Climb that adapts your needs whenever and however. Instead of having complex conveyors and environment, we put all the complexity into the robots. We have simple rack, simple floor, simple implementation, and a beautifully designed robot. Combining them together, we have a simple solution, and it simply works. Whether you have a greenfield or brownfield, HaiPick Climb is perfect for you. I would like to invite you to see a real demonstration of HaiPick Climb.
Welcome everybody. Thank you all so much for tuning in today for our grand announcement and new product release. My name is Hunter Sin, Director of Sales. I'm accompanied by Matt Kelly, our Director of Business Development, and we have the opportunity and privilege of introducing the HaiPick Climb system to you. So as you saw from the video, the overall theme of today in this particular product line is going to be simplified efficiency. Everything around this solution is tailored to be one thing: simple. Simple to understand, simple efficiency, simple to install, simple to maintain. It's simplified efficiency across the board so that everyday customers and consumers can achieve the high-end benefits that automation can give them. So today, Matt and I have the privilege of being in our Atlanta headquarters with HaiPick Climb system running in the background, and we're gonna call out a couple key features that we think are truly innovative with this solution. The first one we're gonna look at is the robot itself and how it interlocks with the racking. And that is what we truly believe is one of the most innovative things about this particular product line. So if you look at the robot itself, you'll notice these two right here, and there are two over here where you see the scissor lift extended. That is what interlocks with the racking itself. They will interlock with the guide rails on the racking. And then once they have clamped in, they will then climb the system. Now they can climb at meters per second, all the way up to 12 meters, which is about 40 feet. So why we are so excited about this product line is there's only 2 points of contact, these two right here. And with those 2 points of contact, you can pick and retrieve from either side. So as you saw in the video, 2 points of contact, it is climbing up. You can pick from the left or you can pick from the right. And we are extremely excited about that innovative feature.
The lifeblood and DNA of this solution is simplicity. And the beauty of a simple solution is that it can drop right into a brownfield environment. Our goal is to meet customers where they are, to leverage their existing layout, their existing operational flow, and really enable them to achieve what you can achieve with this type of technology in a very simple way.
Another key feature that we want to call out and bring your attention to is really the navigational features of the bot. So if you follow us, we've mounted to the rack, to the guide rails, to those climbing channels as we refer to them. We've retrieved an inventory bin, then we go back down, and once we interlock with the floor, you'll notice that the bot is equipped with a scissor lift. Once we interlock with the floor, that scissor lift will collapse. Now, why do we do that? Why is that so important? Why am I calling it out? It's extremely important and advantageous to operations because our robots can actually traverse underneath the racking. So there's two huge benefits that this offers. The first one is we have the most optimal path to the assigned workstation and the ability to traverse underneath racking.
Right, the ability for all that, as Hunter described, to take place within our core functionality means one thing for a customer: the ability to use less robots to achieve an even greater throughput than they have today. So that's how the simplicity element comes back to achieve the overall result for a customer.
What you can see here is our goods to person workstation. It follows the same exact theme as the rest of the system. As you can see behind me, bots will queue up, the scissor lift will extend, and they will present inventory bins for an operator to pick out of.
This has a huge impact on the labor experience within the operation. Just imagine for a minute walking 10 to 15 miles a day on hard concrete. That's enough to put the average person flat horizontal after a shift. And so with a system like this, the inventory comes to the employee. They can stand in one place, they can do picking, replen, put away tasks from a set location. So now they don't have to walk for miles throughout a shift. They can stay in one place. We're not really looking here at HaiRobotics, certainly, to eliminate the human element of the operation. We're looking to elevate it. We're looking to give people the kind of experience that they're proud to come to work. They're excited to interact with this kind of automation. That's really the power of this system, and it's the power of simple automation within the operation.
Thank you guys for being with us today. Thank you for the privilege for allowing Matt and myself to walk you through the HaiPick climb system. We are extremely excited. And as we stated, the central theme of this system is simple efficiency, unlocking simplicity for our customers to achieve the benefits of high-end automation. With that being said, we'd like to hear from you, and we'll tune into a section of Q&A.
Thank you guys for showing us all that. We've been anticipating this day for a long time, and we've been really excited to share this with you. Next up, we're going to be answering a few of your questions. If you have any, please put them in the chat below. All right, let's kick this off with one that we're getting quite a bit, so don't put this in the chat bot anymore. We're going to answer it now. The big question, how much does it cost?
You know, I would say this, it's highly dependent on the throughput of the customer, which has a direct correlation on the bots that we're gonna quote within the given fleet, and how much inventory they require, which has a direct correlation on racking and the number of bins. If you look at our HaiRobotics portfolio and what we offer to the market, this is hoping to be around 10 to 15% cheaper than our previous solutions that we've offered. So not only are we unlocking additional throughput in a high throughput application, we're doing it at a lower cost point. So we're extremely excited about this product to hit the market.
Okay, let's go to a couple that are getting kind of in the same vein of things. So it's, Can you talk a little bit about how you can grow the system, expand the system? There's a few questions about just kind of flexibility. So can you guys talk about the flexibility and how the system can be changed?
Yeah, I think that's very, very important. You know, in a time of economic uncertainty, geopolitical uncertainty, I think customers are really looking for something that they can start small and scale with, something that can grow and evolve with their business. And the beauty of this system is that the cost of entry is incredibly low, and the ability to scale is pretty much unlimited. You can add robots, you can add workstations, you can add racking, and you can do all that while still being in production. I think that's so important. You don't have to turn the system off to expand it. You can continue to fulfill orders, continue to meet your customer needs while expanding to meet the future growth of your operation. I think that's a game changer.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. It's extremely important to highlight that you don't need a ton of downtime, right? If you add robots to the fleet to unlock additional throughput, that's a weekend cutover. That's simply adding bots to the fleet, do a weekend cutover, and then you're back up and running. We understand how paramount it is to have your operations continue running as you expand the systems. So we're extremely excited with the flexibility this offers from an expansion standpoint.
Okay. For our next one, it's talking about how there's a lot of different types of automated storage and retrieval systems on the market. For our system here today, the HaiPick Climb, can you talk a little bit about the storage density?
Yeah, so this solution is definitely targeted towards higher throughput applications. But with that said, we still kept storage density in mind. That is obviously an extremely important factor in today's market. So there's really two things that I would point to that we saw in the live video is the aisle width. So the aisle width is about 900 millimeters. Now that still makes it accessible via scissor lift, but it also is greatly reduced so we can maximize storage density. So with a 900 millimeter aisle width, we're scaling all the way up to 12 meters, which correlates to about 40 feet. And we typically don't see warehouses higher than that within the US. So from a storage density requirement, we're still checking the box there while also achieving a very high throughput density.
And as real estate continues to, become more and more expensive, customers have to shrink the amount of space that their inventory takes up. And that builds on the business case of this solution and, provides the biggest ROI for the market. Yeah.
Perfect, thank you. So we're getting a few about installations, a little bit what we talked about earlier. Could you expand on what should customers be aware of or what the pre-installation process would look like?
Yeah, I'll take the first part and let you finish out. I would say the two, common gotchas of the industry are really fire suppression and floor remediation. Who's responsible? How does it impact schedule? What is the local jurisdiction? But I would say at a high level, from a fire suppression standpoint, we always abide by FM Global 8-34 in the ASRS classification. So an absolute worst case scenario, we are looking at 2 levels of in-rack fire suppression. Ideally one at 5 meters, and then next at 10 meters, and then common from the ceiling sprinklers. No drop ceiling, nothing of that required. 2 levels of in-rack is really worst case scenario that we're seeing with this new product. From a floor standpoint, you mind kind of alluding to that?
Yeah, that's another big gotcha, and it's often overlooked in the early part of the sales process. But most solutions on the market, certainly some of our biggest competitors, are going to require a perfectly flat floor. And that puts a lot of onus on the customer to do some type of grinding. Maybe they have to re-pour the concrete. It's expensive. It delays the implementation and go live. And so we're very proud with this system, not only adding to the simplicity and the flexibility of it, but it does not require a perfectly flat floor. It does not require floor remediation of any kind. And I think that's going to really lower the entry cost for the average customer, but of course it will accelerate the time to go live.
Perfect. Okay, let's just give a minute for a couple to come through. So what would be the response time for a system like this? I'm thinking response time is install time?
Well, so how I would interpret that question, just kind of looking at the competitive landscape, is one of the benefits of our solution is that the bot is just going to go directly to a location, retrieve that bin, and bring it to a workstation. There's no digging, there's no reshuffling of inventory, so the bot finds the right one. With our solution, at worst case scenario, you're looking at 2 minutes from the time an order drops through the host WMS till the time it's fulfilled. 2 minutes is the maximum amount of time, and don't quote me on that, but I believe that is the fastest in the market as far as response time from the time an order comes in to the time it is fulfilled.
Yeah, and if I may add to that, we talked a lot about navigational features. So how we're able to achieve that 2-minute response time is not only the ability to climb vertically at a very fast speed. Also, when we get to the floor, we're going at 4 meters per second, and we can traverse underneath the racking. So that allows us, once we've retrieved that inventory bin, to choose the most optimal path to the assigned workstation for fast and efficient order fulfillment, which leads to that 2-minute response time.
Anything else on that one?
I think that summed it up.
Fantastic. Can you tell me a little bit about, so we get some questions about applications. There seems to be a lot on the market. Let's just talk about HaiPick Climb. What would be HaiPick Climb's sweet spot in the industry, in the market?
High throughput systems.
Yeah, and I think, adding to that, speed is obviously critical, but I think density is just as critical. As I, mentioned earlier, cost of real estate, cost of storing inventory continues to rise. And, with this system, not only are we tackling the high throughput segment of the market, but we're also providing the density that customers really need. And it's that complete package that builds to the business case on why people move forward with this type of solution from Hai Robotics.
I'm going to add to that one a little bit. This one didn't necessarily come through, but are there any specific industries that you could speak to?
I mean, there's a lot, right? I think that the beauty of this system and any, ASRS flexible each picking, case picking solution is that it definitely applies to a broad swath of industries, from 3PLs that are really looking for that low cost of entry, that flexibility, to anyone in the big high throughput apparel e-commerce space, all the way to manufacturing, and to grocery, to beverage. I think, we see a lot of success across many verticals, and this system will be no different.
Yeah, I think if I may add to that, one of the huge benefits of this particular system is whatever vertical, whatever industry you may be in, if you have a high need to continuously stream orders throughout the day and honor priority orders as they come in throughout the day, this is a very ideal system for that, because I go back to what Matt said about the response time. It is very, very, very responsive. So as you get priority orders in throughout the day, as those cutoff time extends, whatever vertical industry you find yourself in, this solution has a good application fit for that.
Thank you. So we got a couple here along the same theme, but it's basically asking about size of material and weights that the robot is able to maneuver.
Yeah, I can take that one. From an inventory bin size, we are at 650 by 450 millimeters. And then we can have a variable height. So you can have kind of a standard inventory bin, or you can do a reduced height to make more of a traying application. And then maximum weight, inclusive of the inventory bin as of right now, is 30 kilograms.
Fantastic. Okay, so we have time for one more. This one looks like it would be the best one for our last question. What's the aftermarket support for the system?
Let me start and you close it out. So, I would say a few things. Most importantly, right behind us is the HaiPick Climb system, and we are in our headquarters in Atlanta. So we have heavily utilized this to get on-hands training, not only for sales, but for solutions, for our customer support team, for our robotics engineers. Everyone is fully equipped, serviced, and trained internally from a local standpoint with this system. So this is going to fall under our HaiCare umbrella, and we'll continue to service and support our clients just like we do with our other offerings.
Yeah, our journey with the customer, it doesn't begin or end with go live or the purchase order. It really is a long-term partnership where we're going to be in their corner, and we've put a lot of money, a lot of training, into building a local infrastructure to support implementation, support service, to make sure that from the time that a system goes live, we are in their corner with spare parts, with any type of on-site support, and we're there immediately. And that happens through an American team that is based here in Atlanta with spare parts, with training, with assets ready to be deployed for our customers.
Fantastic. We have a couple more seconds left. Do you guys have any final thoughts about the system that you'd like to share with our audience?
Well, we're excited. I think we hope that you share our excitement to put this out, to come look at it at ProMat. We're here in Atlanta at our Innovation Center. Happy to host you certainly for training, but also just to bring awareness to this type of technology and to the broader portfolio of Hai Robotics USA.
And I'd close with, I hope we clearly articulated and painted the picture of simplicity. Everything we're doing here has a goal of keeping things simple, and that has a trickle-down effect and impact on everyone. Simple for sales teams, simple for implementation teams and how hard the install is, simple from a floor standpoint, a fire suppression standpoint, simple from a maintenance standpoint, simple from upkeep. So all the way from the nuts to the bolts to the beginning to the end, it's simple. It's simplified efficiency so everyday customers can achieve the benefits of high-end automation.
Perfect. Now, I do see that there are a few questions that we couldn't really group together in the time that we had, but we will follow up. A representative from Hai Robotics will follow up with you in email to make sure that all the questions are answered efficiently. But if you would like to see the HaiPick Climb system, we are going to unveil it live at ProMat between March 17th and 20th in Chicago. Come take a look for it and see it live for yourself. And we thank you so much for joining us for this global event. This has been such an exciting time for Hai Robotics and a revolutionary technology that's entering the market. To learn more about the HaiPick Climb system, go to hairobotics.com. Thank you so much.
Thank you.